Hello Todd, you don't see me in this video because the flash will blind me and I don't really feel like turning on the light on right now. I'm sitting in the dark because I'm weird. I do stuff like that. Well, you've got me thinking about cognitive transitions. And now that I think about it, 3 years ago, I really liked this girl that I jammed with. And I was totally not myself with her. And I'm reading all these old text messages for some weird fucking reason. I'm just reading them. And I'm looking at my interaction, and I feel like a different person in these. It's like I was trying to be an ESFJ or some shit. Why I say that is just I read the messages, I read how I acted, and I'm just like, ugh, cringeworthy. I was way too into her, I got clingy, and I just turned into this other person that I don't know or even recognize. I don't know what you would call that. Um, I didn't, I don't like it, and when I was like that, my anxiety levels were high, and the depression was even stronger. Because I've always battled it, but when I was in that weird, whatever the hell I was, it, maybe this sounds crazy, and you can tell me if this sounds crazy or not. Um, it's like when I talked to her, I was a different person. So of course she had a hard time figuring out what my MBTI was because with her a whole nother side of me came out. She she did she would see me in my natural state when we were in large crowds, so I'd get very behind the scenes and in the background. But like texting her one on one, I was a different guy. Uh, Not trying to sound weird, but maybe you can tell me what you think about this if you relate to it. I read my old messages from 3 years ago, and I'm like, who is this guy? Who is saying all this stuff? Because I'm like, you fast forward to now. Uh, I don't act like that anymore. But and I've been called out for it too. Like my old guitar player Tim, he told me when I was around her or text or talking to her or anything, he's like, just be yourself, dude. This is weird. This is not you. And maybe that's why her and I had a lot of problems. We didn't always get along very well. And I felt like I had to be this other person to connect with her. And even that didn't really work all that well because I was like, I don't know, man. It's just you say the shadow function is your evil, quote unquote, evil twin. Well, I kind of agree with you on that, man. Because like, assuming I'm typed correctly, I'm pretty sure I'm ISFP. I still have my confusion days because I'm human and we overanalyze stuff. But uh, I don't know who I was during that time period. Like, this wasn't an inferior grip. This was something different. This was worse. This wasn't like me in the grip of TE. This is more of the who is this guy? And what have you done with Charles kind of thing. It's like, because during this time period, man, because I liked her more than I should, I felt like I was split in two. The normal Charles was in a cage, and this other guy came out to play, and he replaced me. And was this neurotic, overly mushy, just wuss, honestly. I'm not saying that I'm a wuss, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I was just in this weird phase, and anytime I talked to her, I was not myself. I showed a lot more, like texting her. I guess I tried to show more outward emotion, and I'm legit confused. But I think this is the nemesis that was coming out, because she was not just a typical INFJ. She was your Baptist INFJ, you know. And I was really trying to impress her, so I was trying to like be, I guess, more FE, because like they say FE nemesis, you worry that you're not a caring enough person. And I did catch that in one of my conversations that I was reading. I said something to the effect of, I struggle with actually asking people how they're doing. So I'm trying to ask you how you're doing. Otherwise, I'm just very self-absorbed and all about myself. It was my way of basically trying to show her or convince myself in some weird way that other people actually matter, because I don't naturally ask people how's your day going, because I just don't. That's just not what I do. And that has sometimes brought me to Great Depression, because there's days where I'm like, man, all I am about is myself. You know, and the thing is, I do care about people, but I legitimately have days where I don't know how to show that I care about people. Even though I do care about people, I don't always know how to show it. And I care about people's interest, and I still don't know how to show it. I've gotten better, but like, I liked her, I crushed on her, and it brought out this whole other guy. And even Tim, my guitar player, he'll back me up. He'll say I wasn't myself during that time period. He'll say I was not myself. Because I wasn't. I was some other guy that I never want to meet again. And I'm glad he's gone. I guess you could say I killed him, so to speak. Not literally, but like, I had a rough time with this INFJ because we butted heads. We either got along okay, or it was just like no connection whatsoever. And the guy that I was during that time period, he eventually faded away. He faded away as I started liking the girl less, and I started actually disliking her because she had become pretty hurtful. And in the moment of me not liking her anymore, I feel like the shadow side of me disappeared or went away. I know this is weird, but you're highly intuitive, so you'll understand these concepts. But it's very weird, and even I'm still trying to digest all this because I just read all these old messages. I'm like, dear God, I don't interact like that with anybody else. I don't talk to you like that. I don't interface like that. But maybe that's what led to her type confusion of me, you know? We were so confused on my personality type back then, me and her. We were. Legit. Because, like, when she first met me, she thought I was an introvert, but then she heard me talking to myself, because it's a weird habit I have, but apparently introverts can do that sometimes. And she thought I was a really subdued, quiet extrovert, and that doesn't quite fit, but she thought I was an ENFP, actually, which we know damn well that is not the case at all. But still, We didn't know what I was. Because I wasn't myself around her. I wasn't in my ego. I wasn't being. I mean, sometimes I was. When I got when I could actually be comfortable and relax, I would go back to my main ego. But around her, it was really this other creature that, and you think, oh, ESFJ, well, that's supposed to be like the caretaker personality, but really, like, that was my dark side. Because, like, I was overly mushy when talking to her, more emotional than normal. It wasn't me. I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but it just was not me. Sorry, my hand's fucking getting tired. So I don't have a camera. I'm holding this fucking phone. But still, it wasn't me, man. And talk about cognitive transitioning and going into dark places. I went into the shadow. And it wasn't a positive experience at that moment. It wasn't like the superego that wants to destroy everything, but it was just this weird, like, guy that I don't know. And he lives in a cage, so to speak. And I put him back in the cage, so to speak. Metaphorically speaking, of course, not literally. But that side of me is locked away. And that side of me is never going to come out to play ever again. That was a terrible, terrible time. The way I acted. I liked her so much that I altered myself to try to get her to like me. Of all things. I was trying to be so. I think if I would have just stayed normal in my ego, we probably would have did a lot better. I don't know though. But anyways, just wanted to share this with you because now, like, when I'm like analyzing all this crap, my brain's like, and I'm reading these, like I said, reading these old messages, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? That's not Charles. It's wearing a Charles suit, so to speak, but that's not. No, you don't act like that. And then, dude, I was just, no, that's not how I act. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you, man.